welcome to RedditUp. This is a show where we discuss and talk about, I guess that's the same thing as discuss, and sort through some of the best stuff on the social news
Not only
site.
do we discuss, but we talk about
We talk about it.
Some issues.
Yeah.
Some stories.
I'm Chad Johnson.
I'm Sarah Lane. Reddit is where we like to think the internet begins. Have you ever wondered how to get to the beginning of the internet?
It's Reddit.
Like before it happens tomorrow, it's today on Reddit.
You know, they have the subreddit shower thoughts, and literally in the shower this morning, I was like, Fark was like the first Reddit. Like, do you remember Fark?
Yeah. I mean, do I remember Fark?
I mean, it's still a thing, which is kind of silly for, but it's like.
Drew Curtis used to be a guest on all TV shows that Leo and I used to do, and at the time it was like, that was like where all the weird stuff was.
Yeah.
And where these memes, before they were called memes, actually started. That's what Reddit is now, but it's different. It's a much bigger social,
I feel like it's
thriving community.
It's been injected with steroids because of the voting up and down system. The best stuff rises to the top so much faster. It's not a forum where it's just time-based or anyone like. In a normal forum, you'd comment, and if it was a crummy comment, it's still right in the middle. You have to read past it to get to the good stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I was just thinking about that.
It's a great place, and that's why we decided, we should do a show about this, because there's all this great stuff happening on Reddit all the time, and most people don't realize that so much of what ends up being huge on the internet started on Reddit.
Started here.
And even if you're not so interested in like the viral part of Reddit, it's just a great place to meet like-minded people such as yourselves. So should we get right into some of our top stories of the day?
The top stories on Reddit this week.
Let's start with George R.R. Martin, because man, is that guy lovable. Even though he's kind of a ruthless killer as an author is concerned, as a man, he is actually he's a supporter of something called the Wild Spirit Wolf Sanctuary. Did you know this?
I did.
Which is great, because dire wolves are,
because he has a big thing with wolves.
Yeah, he's a wolf fan.
Yeah.
But in real life, there is a wolf sanctuary that he wants to raise money for. So this is actually kind of cool. Actually, not just the wolf sanctuary, but also something called the Food Depot.
The headline of this article.
Right. He wants to kill you.
He wants to kill you.
Yeah, that's the headline that we're showing. What he is doing is started a campaign with an organization called Prizeo. You can almost think of it as like a Kickstarter, but maybe a little bit more for. It's more to raise money for something and give people things in return. This is to help out these organizations via fan donations. So you could donate, let's say, $10 or up to $20,000. Now, if you were to donate something like 10, you would be entered into a pool to win a bunch of cool prizes like his hat, or a breakfast with Mr. Martin, or tickets to the season 5 premiere, or like a signed and dedicated Game of Thrones cookbook. Didn't know that there was such a thing, but now I have to have it. Now,
I really want his suspenders.
Or those.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd fit you.
Well,
you guys are
I
sort of
still
different
want them.
body types. But
I will.
Sure, but they're suspenders, right? They should work
But
for a lot of different
look at those suspenders.
sizes.
I mean, you put them in a frame, post it on the wall. You have George R.R. Martin suspenders.
Suspenders are like socks. It kind of just fits everybody.
Yeah.
You don't know how it works.
They're elastic.
It just does. But if you donate $20,000, and obviously most of us would never be able to do that, that means you're a super fan. You get the chance to appear on the next A Song of Ice and Fire book, the next novel in the series, but you will die horrifically. But that's actually what you want.
It's like the best thing ever.
Right, because that's how people remember you is, oh, that was the guy that died with the, oh, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a cool guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you're interested in either of the organizations, start saving your money.
That's awesome. That story was submitted by Corey Liu.
Yes.
This is Emma for All Stations, submitted school cancels reading program rather than promote hacker culture. So here's the story. After the Booker T. Washington Public High School in Pensacola, Florida, placed a best-selling author and popular Boing Boing blog editor, Cory Doctorow, who's a big friend of this network, after they put his book, Little Brother, on the One School, One Book summer reading list, the school's administration promptly canceled the whole school-wide reading program. The school's principal, Michael J. Roberts, cited reviews and emphasized that the novel's positive view of questioning authority, lauding hacker culture, discussing sex and sexuality in passing as his motivations.
Ooh, I felt sex in the wind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They just talked about sex and they weren't surprised about it. They just did it in passing.
So they're like, listen, this is about, hacker uprisings and also maybe a little bit about sex, and we want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but they pulled the whole program. Isn't that a little extreme?
Yeah,
so
it does seem a little extreme.
A tiny bit. Dr. O wrote to his publisher, Tor, the book publisher, and they have now agreed to send 200 copies of the book to the school, along with 2 lithograph posters containing the full text of the novel. So this is a kind of a win-win. Well, I guess no, it's not a win-win. I mean, this is a lose, but hey, they're going to send them 200 copies of the book.
You could think of it as a win in terms of the fact that we're all talking about
big time.
That the school district did something that seems a little like, hey, this is about reading for children.
Right.
And, Dr. O himself says, there's no, profanity. There was like a reference to some profanity, but I didn't even use the words. Seems a little extreme.
Right.
Also, hacker culture. I mean, I don't even really know what that means,
we can't
and nor does the school.
No. Dr. O did continue on by saying that his motivation is to freely distribute his book to the school students, that he thinks that the role of an educator is to encourage critical thinking and debate, and that this is a totally inappropriate way to address controversial material in schools.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's always those parents who say, I can't believe you're reading the Lady Chatterley's Lover. This
1984 is scary.
Right, but for the Anthony jumped the gun just a tiny bit. I was like, for example, this book, not in my school.
Nope, too controversial.
Okay, let's move on because otherwise it's not going to make much sense. We would like to now look at some Disney princesses with Steve Buscemi's eyes. Now, if you're not familiar with the actor Steve Buscemi, who has had an illustrious career, he happens to have very specific eyes. He's known for his eyes.
They are a little bit
He might also be known
creepy.
for his teeth a little bit, but he's specifically his eyes. So
and his hair,
these are Disney princesses with Steve Buscemi's eyes. That's Ariel, the Little Mermaid.
Ariel.
That is, who is that? Probably Cinderella?
No, the Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast, right. What's her face? That one.
Yeah. Oh, like the only character I can remember is Gaston from that movie. Belle, that's Belle.
Belle from Beauty and the Beast with Steve Buscemi's eyes. This is Cinderella, of course. She's looking good. That is Frozen girl.
The sister from Frozen.
Uh-huh.
Elsa.
And of course,
Jasmine.
From, I don't know.
That's Aladdin. And
Aladdin.
This is
Snow White.
You know Snow White, right?
Yeah, I know all the old ones.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I'm not babysitting kids anymore. I'm like, that's Frozen lady, right? I don't know. I don't know anything about the movie. There's a song.
My favorite might be Mulan, just because the eye is so droopy in it. I don't know if you have my screen or not. Anthony, there. Look at that. Mulan's face. It's just.
Yeah. Okay. The problem is that it's not Steve's fault. I hope he doesn't mind that I call him Steve. It makes them look very old, and they've been smoking 3 packs a day for a number of years.
Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah.
So moving on.
That's good. Thank you, Reddit. That was submitted by Neonic Blast.
Neonic Blast also submitted this, which I didn't know about, but
Neonic
apparently.
Blast is on a roll.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look at this. Apparently, lowrider fighting is a thing. These people are pushing the lowrider. They're on purpose pushing one lowrider into another lowrider.
But like they push the lowrider sort of like, hey, we need all these guys to get some speed up. Then the lowrider just straight up levitates.
He like launches off the ground.
The lowrider's like
I would be so worried.
It's like a beast.
I'd be so worried. I'd be pushing, and then the whole car just launches like right up into my I'd be, bam! Like
is somebody in the car? Somebody has to be hitting the switches.
How does
I know
it end?
That's how that's how they say it, right? Ice Cube taught me that.
How do you determine a winner?
I feel like this is all very dangerous. Look at those guys just sitting, they're just hanging out
just
right
like,
next to the car.
man.
Like, yeah, that car's gonna just wail on this car.
Anyway, that's a wonderful GIF.
That's a low rider
GIF.
fighting. Yeah, I say GIF.
I say GIF. I say both.
You said GIF and then you said GIF.
I say them both.
And then you said.
It depends on
and
how
then
the
you
wind is flowing
And then you just
today.
rolled over.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know.
Said,
I
just don't be
know.
mad at me.
Scratch my stomach.
Whatever you say, a solid 50% of people will be like, you're crazy.
No,
Let's talk about it for another 20 minutes.
Yep.
But let's not. So let's move on to, this is great for everybody who's interested in, gaining muscle mass and being like the mountain on Game of Thrones, right? That's a big dude. I mean, I'm never going to get that big, but I'm interested in, kind of being fit.
You want something.
So researchers have identified the protein that's activated when basically it's sort of like the olden days when we were cave people and we were running from bears, right? It's short, intense bouts of exercise. It's not long marathons. It's like sprinting. Okay, I got away from the bear. Now I relax.
Now I'm done.
Oh no, the bear's back. Sprint again, type of thing. So genetically altered mice, which
So wait, what does this protein do? They've found it, but
well,
I think
here genetically altered mice, which expressed this protein in their
it.
bodies, had a 15% increase in muscle mass without exercising.
Whoa.
So this is not just like, hey, we should all be sprinting more. It kind of is, but it's like if we can figure out how to have this protein in our bodies.
Just take that pill every morning.
Then we're bulked up, and let's just cancel the gym membership.
Right.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, so apparently the muscle size increased by approximately 15%. Again, this is in animals. Metabolic parameters indicating the amount of fuel available to the muscles also increased quite a bit. Triglycerides went up 48%. Glycogen supplies rose by 121%. So this is like a kind of a potentially pretty big deal for fitness and exercise. And we're all basically just going to look like we're roided out in another 10 years.
That is insane.
I mean, it's up to you, sure. But the standard is going to raise significantly, like on a big neck.
If you just... What if you could inject it into just like a few areas?
Do it.
I want the most manly cheek muscles in the world.
Yeah.
Let me flex these cheeks.
Just to lift. Well, it'll be like, you'll be able to race the low riders.
Do you even cheek, bro? Okay, moving on.
Moving on. By the way, that was submitted by Science Rules 1. Good name. Interested in what you're sharing.
Perfect. Loki L submitted, Lego asks the UK government to stop using their products in anti-Scottish independence videos. So apparently the
What
UK,
in the world?
the company asked the government to remove images of Lego figures used in press releases telling Scottish voters all the ways that they could spend the money that they would apparently save by voting against independence. Because apparently you get some amount of money by just being part of the country as a tax incentive.
Okay.
So they're like, vote against independence because you get all this cash. Here's how you can spend it, and we're going to show it to you in Lego figurines. Obviously very controversial. So the Scottish National Party's Treasurer spokesperson, Stuart Howes, said it's not surprising Lego wanted nothing to do with this patronizing stunt and demanded the Treasury remove it from their website. The No campaign's bogus arguments against a yes vote are being dismantled brick by brick, is what they said.
So basically, Lego's like,
Excuse
nobody
me,
asked us.
Please
and
don't use our cute Lego figurines.
Well, because it implies that the company is like on the side of the England, or the rest of the UK, right? That they're saying, hey, Scotland shouldn't be independent.
Hey guys, have you seen the newest Lego movie? Vote against your independence.
Everybody likes Legos. Everything's wonderful.
Right. Everything is awesome when you're still part of our country.
Awesome. I never get anything right.
No,
I haven't seen the Lego movie, and now you all know. Okay, so this is kind of a fun little like, ooh, goodwill among men type of a story. This was submitted by Join You in the Sun with underscores in between all of the words. Steven Spielberg and George Lucas used to take out newspaper or magazine adverts, meaning like, you know, it's sort of where you see like a full page something in a newspaper or magazine that somebody's paid for and it's not a corporation, when one of the director's films became the bigger hit. And it's for each other, sort of like a back and forth, like E.T.'s #1.
Here you go.
Star Wars is #1.
Instead of replying them on Twitter, this is what they had back then.
But yes.
That's all they had.
It was basically the equivalent of a tweet today that would be like, so thrilled that OMG Chad just launched that great show, OMG Craft. Congrats, buddy.
Right.
Same thing.
Right.
It was just a lot more, you know, cool when you had to take out an advertisement
full-page
in a magazine
ad in Variety magazine.
From R2-D2 being like, you know what, Jaws, congratulations.
George Lucas, last week Star Wars moved ahead of Jaws in domestic film rentals. Your hyperspace performance package really did the trick. Congratulations to the Kent.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
Steven
Star
says,
Wars,
congrats,
and
George.
Anyway, hey, look at that.
I think that's adorable.
Isn't that cute?
Or you have to assume that they were best buds.
And then here's one from George Lucas to Steven Spielberg talking about the extraterrestrial E.T.
Because he's on the shoulders of Han and Luke. That's so cute.
What is
your pal
Yoda?
George.
What is he even carrying?
It doesn't matter.
Yoda has
it's not
something
about
in his
Yoda.
arms.
It's about E.T.
He has like I don't know. So it's like a potted plant. Jim, congratulations! Yeah, this is so weird. This is so weird to me.
He doesn't know what I'm doing because
E.T. the finger. You're gonna
all
try
right.
to yell me.
I thought that
Okay, so how would you like it if you were engaged to a fellow?
I would like that.
You'd like that a lot?
I would hope so. I would hope he would be a good one.
Let's do a little bit of home decorating.
Okay.
Okay. He's going to get the house in shape.
Yeah, why do I have to do anything?
So he's going to transform your apartment into, or his apartment, into an arcade, spending over $26,000. Well, this actually happened, and guess what his girlfriend did, or his fiancée did?
What?
Dumped him immediately.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's a little much.
Isn't it? This was reported in the New York Daily News that this 37-year-old, he decided to sell all of his furniture, including his bed, in order to spend $26,000 transforming his apartment into an arcade that consists of games like Pac-Man, Punch-Out, and Street Fighter II. In the process of creating an apartment filled with not just arcade games, but Transformers action figures, a futon with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles blankets, candy dispensers, and a high scoreboard, his fiancée decided it was time to go, and she left him.
If I could add my 2 cents to a relationship I know nothing about, I'm just going to go ahead and venture a guess that this is not the only thing weird about him.
He looks like a stand-up fellow.
Yeah, well, books and covers, right? Yes, he looks lovely. The arcade thing is, I think it probably has more to do with the fact that they're not really going in the right direction in life together. They've got different interests, and this only serves to really illustrate that, perhaps more than anything else ever could.
But look at those TMNT
First of all,
blankets.
He has no more money. So, you know, okay. That can sometimes turn off.
But he has an arcade. It might make money on its own. Okay.
Hey, I don't know.
This was submitted by
Best of luck to him. He's got the arcade he always wanted, you know? Screw her.
Right.
He'll find somebody else
He's a kid
who
at heart,
likes
and he
what
doesn't need a wife anyway.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to a video break. This is submitted by Big Jamal AMA, and it is titled, Dog Transforms When Exposed to Leaf Blower.
Cute little dog. He already loves...
So he doesn't hate the leaf blower?
No, he loves the leaf blower.
Oh, it's a girl. Oh, my God.
And then he transforms into this.
Oh, my gosh, she's so cute.
This looks like something straight out of Star Wars.
It does. Or maybe, you know, Alien.
Yeah, no. Cute puppy turns into fur teeth animal.
Oh my gosh,
so
that's
scary.
so cute. See, if it was my, well, I mean, I don't have a dog, but if it was one of my cats, I mean, when they just see the vacuum coming out of the closet, they're like, yeah, they're gone.
Absolutely.
They're gone.
Same thing with my cats.
So I can't imagine them enjoying this. But you know what? Maybe I should try.
Yeah. I think you have to put them in the right positions. So they lose all.
Dogs are so weird with, you know, they're trying to eat the air.
Yeah. I don't know.
There actually weren't any leaves.
Moving on to AMAs. This was Ask Frank Miller.
I can't with that face.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, the AMAs of the week. Ask me anything.
This first one is from Frank Miller, the artist, cartoonist, and creator of 300, Sin City. He's also a filmmaker, co-director of the Sin City movies, Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. The trailer just came out yesterday, the extended trailer, and comics and whatnot. So, Dust Bunny Doom said, "Hello, Mr. Miller. A few years ago, my uncle passed away, and in sorting through his belongings, I found this. I guess what I'm asking is this your work or not?"
What is it?
So this is a comic of a Santa. This is Twas the Night Before Christmas, and the thing is that as you go through, it just kind of gets weirder and weirder. So it kind of starts off with Santa coming down, and I have it on my screen. Yeah, here he goes. He's coming down. He's putting presents in the tree. He sees some cookies. He eats the cookies.
It looks very Frank Miller.
Yeah, with the high contrast.
I mean, let's be honest. It's going to get weird.
Right? No, it is.
This isn't your average Santa story.
It is. So, so here, you might want to go to my screen, Anthony. Is that he eats the cookie and then promptly falls over, and the kid steals all of the toys while there's the dead corpse of Santa, and that's about it.
And then it's signed by what is presumed to be Frank Miller. So the guy basically says to Frank, "Hey, is this really you?
Hey, was this really yours?
Am I sitting on a gold mine?"
Right, absolutely. And he responds with, "As best I can guess, I've done a lot of work. It could be." And so no definitive answer, but.
Well, he would probably have to,
Isn't that
get it taken to some graphic novel antiques roadshow. There's got to be somebody who's like, "This is a real Frank Miller."
Yeah, you can tell by the ink work on the Santa's face.
Right, yeah, exactly.
This is a genuine article.
You know who else did an AMA this week was Adam Carolla, comedian, TV host, best-selling author, New York Times best-selling author, filmmaker. Fighter of patent trolls, race car driver, Guinness World Holding podcaster. Excusez-moi, really?
What?
No, he does everything. He didn't ask me anything. One of the questions from Sharky99 was, "Dude, you handled Steve-O's drunk ass so well on Too Late with Adam Carolla." That's his late night show. "What was going through your head during that interview?" We have actually a clip of what he was dealing with.
Oh my gosh.
What is this one down here that looks like it's
This is like the drunkest I've ever seen someone.
Out of your own consciousness. I thought you loved me. I will kill you. Oh, a second ago you loved me.
Like, I imagine in the green room they were like, "Hey, we'll give him a little bit of alcohol. We'll give him alcohol, loosen him up."
They probably figured, "Oh, this is going to be funny."
Yeah.
But then it's just way out of control.
Yeah.
Bye, Adam.
Later on, that's a glass table that they're sitting in front of. He just takes his foot and smashes right through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets.
I mean, it's not a good showing by.
I'm surprised they aired this.
A human. Now, so Sharky99 was like, "What was going on?"
Right.
Adam Carolla, whose handle is Adam Lakers Carolla on Reddit, says, "What was going through my head was, please don't stop the cameras because I don't want to have to reshoot this segment, and please don't help me. I am fine."
Wow, that's a pro.
And that's how you know that you've been in the industry too long.
Yeah,
because
you're like, "I'm fine."
You have thoughts like, "This is going sideways, and I might lose some teeth, but keep the cameras going."
Yeah.
I'm not going to get this again.
This might go sideways.
Keep the cameras going.
I might lose some teeth. A finger or two could be severed.
Right.
But this will maybe make my career.
It's gold.
Keep going.
It's gold.
Keep
It's
it going.
gold. It's
Keep
gold.
it going. One of my favorites this week was we are CERN scientists, home of the Large Hadron Collider, and the birthplace of the World Wide Web. Ask us almost anything.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. DWSR asks, "What is the coolest thing you've ever had a chance to do at your work at CERN besides smashing particles together?" Of course.
Besides that, sure.
Right. So basically, other than the normal stuff we know about,
Yeah.
what is it that you guys have done that you're really proud of? And the username was AskCern, says, I love Lego. When Google came around and was taking footings of the CERN Computer Center for their Google Street View, I had a chance to drop a few Lego minifigs in beforehand. Later, we made a treasure hunt of it. It was quite fun.
Engineer jokes.
Yeah.
Engineer Easter eggs.
The first thing I thought of was like, wow, this is engineers are a weird bunch. And I just, like, my mother was a project manager at another tech company, and I would hear stories about this all the time. Like, there's one time they brought in fake chickens, and the chickens would, like, move every day and, like, lay eggs. And no one would see the chickens move. It would all happen basically in stop motion throughout the day. But it's just like, it totally reminded me of this story.
Well,
like, we'll grab some Legos, we'll hide them in the server room.
The actual work being done is so, it's kind of
mind-numbing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know if you'd say mind-numbing, but well, maybe sometimes.
From what I know about science projects, it's like, do this one
stuff.
thing, change a tiny thing,
It's
do it
heavy
again.
stuff,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we are talking about properties of physics that we don't even know how to explain yet.
Right.
And here they are hiding Legos with Google Street View.
Right.
So I'm glad that the engineers were able to have some fun, and good on them for admitting it. And
Perfect.
now you can look and see all the Legos.
Now go back through there and find all the Legos.
Actually, I'd heard that was a thing.
Yeah,
but
that was the funnest thing.
Yeah.
The best thing.
It's like, we got to take them to the zoo or something, you know?
I know.
Certain scientists maybe need to get out.
They need some
outside the
Netflix
lab.
or something in there.
Exactly.
Jeez. So the AMAs coming up are Daniel H. Wilson, the author of How to Survive a Robot Uprising and Robo-Apocalypse. He's on June 13th. Bill Cosby is on June 15th. That should be very exciting. And Julie Benz from Dexter and Angel will be on June 18th this week.
Dexter and Angel.
Right. Not the same.
Yeah.
Right, two
Bill
different shows.
Cosby, you don't know what you're going to get with Bill Cosby these days.
No.
I can sort of see, you know how every once in a while there's an AMA where there's like a celebrity meltdown and they like refuse to continue.
How dare you ask that question.
Or they like kind of like go off the rails a little bit. I'm not predicting anything, but I could see maybe that happening with Bill Cosby.
Do you think Bill Cosby, I mean, what, I hate to say this, but like, what has he done recently?
Well, I don't know, actually.
I think he has a stand-up or I think he has a concert. So I'm wondering, is he big enough to have people there? So basically, someone says,
the Cosby
Here's a
Show
question.
was the biggest thing in my world for 7 years.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
yes, I think.
So he has people.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna edit him.
Oh, Bill's yeah.
So
but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
It'll be
maybe
interesting.
there's fireworks. Maybe
it's not gonna be like Snoop Dogg's AMA.
No.
Did you happen to catch any of that?
Yes.
He was asking his own questions. It was so funny.
Well, Snoop Dogg is like, he's in on the joke, right?
Oh, yeah.
See, I would have said the same thing about Harrison Ford, that Harrison Ford would say, I'm out of here.
Right.
But he was actually a really good sport, so what do I know? It'll be fun either way.
Right.
All right, let's move on to my favorite part of the show, the Awe of the Week. Let's roll it. We got Cute Baby Raccoon from Asia TKO.
Oh my God.
Cat guarding her only baby from Broadband Gremlin.
Oh my gosh.
Doing his best Stitch impression from...
He does have those ears.
that was Broadband Gremlin. Sorry. Baby Hippo kissing her mom from Love the Heat.
Her mom needs a shave.
3 months ago, Reddit named this little one. Thought you might like to see how she's grown from My Name is Wrong.
Aww.
A baby loggerhead sea turtle in Florida by GGHADW. I'm ahead of you.
Yeah. The other one was a 3-month-old something. I don't know what that was.
There's a fawn coming up.
Aww.
Chinchilla.
That's a crazy chinchilla.
I tried to go. I
think these are a little out of order.
No, I just was. I was trying to keep up, and then I got excited,
like
and then I looked at a kitten, and then I lost my place. That's basically
when
what
Cute is attacking, there is nothing you can do. Cool. So let's subreddit of the week.
Okay, this is Reddit Gifts. RedditGifts.com is actually where you can find more information. And what this is we talked about this
Right.
a little bit. It's the annual arbitrary day gift exchange.
Right.
So it's not associated with any sort of a holiday or anything like that. And it's almost over.
Right.
So if you go to redditgifts.com and haven't sent a gift, you do have until June 13th, which is tomorrow, to find the perfect gift.
So I signed up for this, and I've been participating.
Yes.
I sent mine off about 3 days ago. Thank you, Amazon Prime, because it arrived recently. And I haven't received a gift yet, but I've sent my gift.
How do you know that it arrived?
Because he posted about, or he posted about it.
Okay.
So I actually have proof of him getting it, and he says, I got a ukulele kit. This seems awesome. The kit comes with the body pre-assembled, but pretty much everything else has to be done by hand. They chose the perfect gift. I'm a music major who also happens to love DIY projects. Super eager to get to work on it. Thanks so much.
And you
That's
had
what
no
I said.
idea that it was going to be like a music major that was getting this gift.
Well, so no, I did. So here's what happens is you sign up and you let them know about yourself, and then they'll match you with someone. And so he was my match. I assume it's a he. There was no reason for me to know, actually. And so in their likes and dislikes, I'll just say he, just to keep it simple, mentioned that he was a music major, liked camping.
So you get to be somewhat thoughtful.
Right, exactly.
So that's fun.
Exactly. And they also said that they love VW. So I had literally put together an order of like $100 worth of stuff, and I had to pare it down to just a $36 order because I was gonna get them a VW model kit. They really like The Office, so I was gonna get them an Office lanyard, and there was like one other thing that I really wanted to get them. And so I decided that the ukulele was the winner in that. But yeah, so it's really fun. So far, the person who was paired with me, the last time they opened my information was on May 27th. So I have a feeling, and tomorrow is the deadline to send out your gifts. So if you're watching this and have signed up and haven't sent out your gifts, send it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I think this is the first Reddit exchange that I've been a part of. I've heard of them before. I almost did the
You better get
Secret
a gift,
Santa.
or I'm going to be angry.
What I think happens is if they don't ship it out in time, you get sent to someone who has like extra gifts to give, and they'll choose you and send it out. And so it's like there's almost like moderators that are kind of, I think. So. Yeah,
That was like
there's still a chance.
It was like the gift thing at my mom's work when I was a kid, and there was like 2 of us left, and there was only 1 gift, and I got it because my mom was like on the ball about it, and then the other kid had a meltdown because obviously their parent. Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
no.
yeah, you don't want that to happen.
No,
Everybody
I'm
should
gonna
get a
break
gift
down if I don't get a gift.
It's just a pool. Okay, let's move on to. What are we doing next?
Now it is the Ask Reddit segment of the show. So the Ask Reddit thread that we pulled for this week is one of my favorites. What name can you come up with that could be used for both a daycare and a strip club?
Ooh. Okay.
So it has to have double meaning in it. One of the real Calypso said, I'm playing with an actual daycare center in my town. I'm replying with an actual daycare center in my town. Red Caboose Daycare. That could be definitely, that's a real one though. So he kind of, this isn't like, hey, you're not being very creative here.
But that's like, it's almost better than what you could
It
think
could be
of
either,
because it's a real thing.
because it's real, right?
Red Caboose.
Right.
Ugh.
Upper Power says, we raise your little one. Okay.
Daycare, strip club.
Get it? Taylor 2011 says Daddy Daycare.
Yeah.
And Cursed Almighty says my father took. Oh, if my father took a more active role in my life, I wouldn't be here.
Oh.
Daycare / strip club.
Slash strip club.
Yeah. So I have one.
Okay. I'm trying furiously to think of something that's not horrible, but okay, go ahead.
The one that I came up with, well, here, Glenn has one, and it was pretty funny. So I'll give you Glenn's, and then I'll show you mine, because mine's a little cringe. But his was the bounce house.
Okay.
And then mine was, We change you when you get dirty.
Ah.
I don't.
It's a little literal.
I couldn't think of anything.
We change you when you get dirty. What? No, but like, literally.
I had another one,
Let's
but
go to the
it's
strip
even worse.
club.
It's
What
even
does that
worse.
mean? Hey, sir, you're dirty. Would you like a fresh set of clothing?
Maybe it's
Or
more
do they change you out? Like, we bounce you on out of the strip club because you're a mess.
My other one, and I don't know if I should even say this one, was don't stay too long in the ball pit.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so,
more of a baseball joke. I don't know. We're getting.
Is it?
The ball pen sounds like
Ball pit. Ball pit.
Ball pit?
Yeah, yeah.
What's
yeah.
a ball pit?
A ball pit is like have you ever been to like the McDonald's that have like or Chuck E. Cheese that there's plastic balls.
Oh, I
you
didn't
jump
know that's
into
what it was called.
Yeah, ball pit.
Don't stay
That's a
too
ball
long
pit.
in the ball pit. Oh, I used to love those when I was a kid. My mom never wanted me in there because she said there's germs, and I was like, just let me.
That's a good name. There's germs in there.
That's it. I didn't even have to try. Germ Center.
Germ Center. Germ Center, the daycare, and the strip club, both of which you don't want to send anyone to.
Nope. Not a good daycare.
Germ
Some
Center.
red flags. All right. Let's move on to, it was good stuff. Let's move on to this week's, Today I Learned. Otherwise,
I love
TIL.
saying that. Today I this week.
It
this
confuses me because
today
it's
I
like
learned.
this week's today.
It happens every week.
Today I learned. TIL. You know what it means. We've told you about it already. All right. TIL. Today I learned that Where the Wild Things Are, which is the book written by Maurice Sendak, was originally Where the Wild Horses Are, but he realized he didn't know how to draw horses. That was from the Tarantula Kid. I didn't know.
That is funny.
I'm glad it ended up being little monsters.
Yeah. Today I learned that actor Paul Marciarelli, the Verizon Wireless Can You Hear Me Now guy.
Oh, I know him, yeah.
Told the Atlantic magazine that the catchphrase plagues him so much that someone even said it to him at his grandmother's funeral as her casket was being lowered into the cemetery plot. It's lowering into the ground. Can you hear me now?
Oh my!
It's like,
I mean,
excuse me? What did you say to me?
oh my God! I would deck that person.
I know.
I'd throw that person into their own
Yeah.
spot. That was submitted by Tara One. Okay, yeah. On a lighter note, Science of Fun submitted. Today I learned a World War II observation pilot got bored of not being in combat and decided to strap 6 bazookas to his plane, destroying several tanks and armored vehicles.
Yeah.
Not really uplifting.
I'm just so bored. I'm just
But-
gonna strap these bazookas. Yeah,
okay.
and then there's an image associated. It was crazy. Today I learned that scientists had to purge Urban Dictionary's data from MIB's Watson computer memory banks because it learned to swear.
Ooh.
That was submitted by Itzzik.
What?
It's ITZZ.
Are you speaking Dothraki?
It's a super weird username.
Yeah.
It's a username.
That was fun. I learned a lot. Thanks, everybody, for being part of the Reddit community and submitting stuff so that Chad and I get smarter week after week.
Bazookas. We learned.
And a reminder that you can participate in our Reddit community. We have our own. Our subreddit is r/RedditUp. That's where you can go, hang out. Look, 132 readers.
Yeah.
Around 7 of them are here right this second.
Yeah.
Hanging out with us.
Anthony is subscribed to that Reddit.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is where you can submit stories that you want us to talk about. We can submit stuff that's kind of letting you know what's going on week after week on RedditUp. I mean, we still are in beta on this show.
We are.
So this is kind of the time where we're figuring out what tools are best for us. So do go in there, and if you love Reddit, be part of our subreddit.
Yeah, please, and thank you. And that about wraps it up for this episode of RedditUp.
Which is, by the way, Beta Lambda.
Beta Lambda.
Yeah, so we're going to be a real show real soon.
Probably in a month.
Probably in a month, because Chad and I are both taking a little time off.
Yep.
But until then, well, no, we're going to be back next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.